Good morning. Today is Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. This past Shabbos was Tu B'Av, the 15th day of the Jewish month of Av, which is a joyous day on the Jewish calendar. Ricky mentioned yesterday one of the joyous events that happened on this day is that the Haruge Beitar, the soldiers of Bar Kokhba, who had been killed in Beitar after many years of their bodies lying on the battlefield without burial, they were finally brought to burial on Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av. And there are several different joyous events mentioned that occurred on this day. But the earliest mention of the date, the 15th of Av, and the earliest association with a joyous event is in the Mishnah. That's the first time this is mentioned. And it remains today the most well-known and the most invoked aspect of this day. Mishnah says as follows: Lo hayu yamim tovim liYisrael kachamisha asar ba'av u'chayom HaKippurim. There were no joyous days of Israel as joyous as the 15th day of Av and Yom Kippur. It sounds extraordinary to put these two together. After all, Yom Kippur is a day that is required by the Torah. It has many mitzvos. Yes, we understand it's the most joyous day because that's the day that atonement is given to the Jewish people. But how can a day like Tu B'Av, that does not have any mitzvos, not mentioned anywhere in the Torah, be on the same level? Okay, I'm not sure I understand that comparison. But what was special about the 15th of Av? Shebehem benos Yerushalayim yotzos b'chli lavon shu'ulin. On that day, the daughters of Israel, the single of marriage age, daughters of Jerusalem, would go out into the orchards wearing white garments and garments that were borrowed, dresses and women's garments that were borrowed. And everyone borrowed from someone else, not just those who couldn't afford to own it. They needed to borrow from someone, but even those who were wealthy, they also borrowed. And they were all borrowed in order not to embarrass someone who had none. So you could not see by looking at each young woman whether she did have wealth or whether she did not. Now, of course, the point of this is that it was not just the young women, but it was also the young men who were married of marriageable age would also go to these orchards. And it was an opportunity for young men and young women to meet each other for the purposes of marriage. Uma hayu omros, and what would the women say? They would say, Bachor, young man, Sa na einecha ure'ei ma'ata baralach. Raise your eyes and discern what is it that you're looking for in a suitable marriage partner. Al titein einecha b'nai. Don't look for the most physically beautiful woman, and don't look for the most financially wealthy woman. Pay attention to the family that she comes from, to the values on which she was raised. Because, quoting the famous pasuk that we say in Eishes Chayil, Sheker hachein vehevel hayofi. Grace is false and beauty is vain. Isha yiras Hashem hitishalo, a woman who fears God, who has inner qualities That's the woman who should be praised. And the next pasuk says, Tnula mipri yadeh, give her the fruits of her hands, Bihalu b'shari ma'aseh, and let her deeds praise her in the gates of the cities. In other words, if you're choosing someone for marriage, choose someone that has these inner qualities, not just the outer qualities. And so, even today, on this day, Tu B'Av, is celebrated as a day of weddings. Well, not this year, Tu B'Av, because it was Shabbos, but around this time in normal years, and engagements and marriage proposals. But the significance is on the criteria used for choosing a mate. Physical beauty is nice, but inevitably, physical beauty will fade with time. Wealth may be nice. It actually may cause more problems than not being wealthy, but it could be nice. But whatever advantage there is to wealth, number one, a person could lose their wealth. And number two, it's not going to make a happy marriage. Neither physical beauty nor wealth assures happiness in marriage. And that's what this holiday is about. Find someone with inner qualities, qualities of kindness and generosity and gentleness, and someone who is quick to forgive and slow to anger, someone with whom you can share a sense of mission in your marriage, in what you want your home to be, your family to be, your life to unfold. Every year on Tu B'Av, this year on the Shabbos, for the Shabbos newspapers, the weekend newspapers, every year the newspapers, they print love letters. And it is kind of like what we know of in our secular society as Valentine's Day, not as quite as commercialized, but even in Israel, it's starting to be in recent years ads from florists and ads for chocolates and lots of stuff about love in the press and online. It's a little bit like that sort of thing. But these are not normal times in Israel. And so this year, the discussions of love are different also. And Yediot Achronot, one of the major papers in Israel, in their Shabbat edition, they printed love letters from women to their husbands who are still captives in Gaza. I'll share just one with you. This is a letter printed in the paper, Yediot Achronot, written by Lishi Miran to her husband, Omri, who was being held by Hamas in Gaza. Omri, it's like an endearment, means my Omri, Omri Li. Writing and erasing again. How do you even begin to write such a letter? What else is left for me to say after 22 months? 22 months during which I've been saying your name everywhere. I just want to add, just so the rest will be clear. So Lishi has been one of those people who has traveled the world speaking about her husband and the other hostages, urging that they be freed immediately. I've been saying your name everywhere to every person, not just to you. Do you even know what the date is? Roni, that's their daughter, celebrated her first birthday last week, the child of our love. Our lighthouse is already a big girl. She's already 4 years old. And we celebrated just us. And then we marked the day outside and we celebrated with all the friends, and she was happy. Her regular wish that Daddy come home from Gaza, she said quietly this year, almost inaudibly. And then yesterday, when we looked at the array of photos for her birthday a few days before, she burst out in tears. For my birthday, I wanted Daddy to put me on his shoulders. My love, Omri, did you eat anything today? When was the last time you saw some light? Are you with someone or alone? I'm sick of traveling. I'm sick of speaking. I'm sick of sometimes having to be far away from our family. I'm sick of being far from you. I'm sick of everything, and I miss you. And forgive me, please forgive me, that I haven't yet succeeded in bringing you home. Omri, what do you miss? Do you even allow yourself to miss anything? Do you manage to remember without breaking? Can you feel me? Can you feel us? I want to smash everything, to go crazy. I want to burn everything. I don't understand how it's possible that you're still there. How is it possible that it's 1.5 years since that first hostage deal and you're still not home with us? But I promise you, I'm not giving up. I promise you that I'll keep on going. I promise you, as always, that you will still hear the word Abba again. I promise you that Roni and Alma will run to you and will give you a hug that will heal everything. Just hold on, my love. Just hold on. That was Tu B'Av in Israel this year. My friends, I wish you a good day, and I look forward to seeing you soon in person.